I first of all want to thank Senator Savino for her work on this issue, for the, everyone said it, the perseverance, the dogged determination to make sure that people who didn't get it or didn't want to get it at least had to hear it. And sometimes when you put a name like compassion on, it really compels you to think twice, where you might not have thought about it at all. I want to thank, on the Assembly side, Assemblyman Gottfried, and one of my colleagues talked about the evolution, and here's a man who's been doing this for 18 years. And so clearly there has been an evolution that we are here at this point getting ready with the majority of my colleagues here in the Democratic Conference to pass this piece of legislation. I also want to thank the leaders, Senator Klein and Senator Skelos, and of course the governor. This was a very bumpy week, and I'm sure you all who are here and have been sitting through it, you know, we were we were up, we were down, it wasn't happening, and you know, it was going to be vetoed, and you're like, oh my gosh, how do I leave a situation and come here and have even what looks like a more volatile situation? And yet, of course, in the course of things, it got pulled together, and I think this is an outcome that we want. As I was leaving the press conference, I saw my neighbor, Emma Lofton Woods. And Emma, I've known for years. Her husband died 11 years ago. Mine died 7 years ago. And as I was leaving, she just embraced me and she said, thank you. And she was in tears because her husband, who had to go to California, could not be helped here, and he's gone. But she still understood that there need not be repetition of that kind of experience for people who could benefit. We're not breaking new ground. We'll be the 23rd state. And you know, we're in New York, and we like to always believe that we're ahead of the curve in doing things. But sometimes we're not. And I think so many of my colleagues talked about their concerns and their trepidations, and I think there was an evolution for everyone. And I know that as we promulgate these rules over the next 18 months or so, we will have an opportunity to really put the guidelines in place, the regulations in place. And of course, the governor wanted the opportunity to pull the plug at any time if there was a law enforcement issue or public health issue. So there's a lot of things that are staged to help us get to the place where we all know we need to go. I want to thank my friend Colonel Larkin today, because we're not doing military stuff, you're Senator Larkin. But when you start yelling at us, I remember the military part, how do you do this? And like, okay. And you just want to stop and salute. As he's waving his cane, the man understands chronic pain. And he understands being in battles that sometimes don't look like it's going to work out well, or heading, you know, a troop of African-American soldiers that nobody thought you should be leading, and going through battle, ultimately winning the war, but understanding that sometimes things happen in between that make the war easier. And what we're talking about are these interim steps that make these wars that you're fighting for your families easier. Why can't we do that? Senator Libous, I hope when you come back next year, you'll be trial-free and flourishing. And I hope that everyone who's taken the time to fight this fight and push this rock up the hill understands that we that are going to do this thing in the next few moments could never have done it without you. Our hats off, much gratitude. Let's get it done. Thank you.